My name is Aaliyah Booker. Today is October the 23rd, 2022. This will be a short video for the class of Worldly 1. I will be briefly discussing the Judeo-Christian movement in Africa and the connections to the rest of the world. Judeo and Christianity in Africa are spreading across the continent at a quick and fast pace. Although Judaism and Christianity are grouped together as a Judeo-Christian, one gets their instructions from the Old Testament, and where the others see the New Testament as their guiding instructional tool. But they both use a section of the Bible as their guiding manual for their life. I find the Judeo-Christian culture very interesting and impressive, especially in the country of Ethiopia. The connection to the Old Testament shows where these groups of people originated from, and it shows the information about their culture and their life experiences. Judaism basically takes its stand from the Old Testament, and this is what those people who practice this faith live by. The world combines the two practices together, and it becomes Judeo-Christian. These ideas have spread across Africa at a fast pace, and there is no signs of them slowing down within any time soon. I enjoy reading about this topic, and I found it interesting and enjoyable to read. It was really not surprising to learn that a culture gets their beliefs and rituals are based on the Old Testament, while the other gets their instructions from the New Testament of the Bible. I think this work is being used for the purpose of both. One being to attempt to legitimize the ruling family of Ethiopia, and also to legitimize the existence of Judeo-Christian culture in this area of the world. But regardless of whatever reason for those practices being taught, the rapid birth rate is ensuring that the growth of both Judaism and Christianity is steadily growing faster in this part of the world than any other part of the world. The explosion of people in Africa who are following the Judeo-Christian faith is growing faster than any other part of the world. Africa is the center of the worldwide growth of those who are within the Judeo-Christian culture as the population continues to grow. These people will play a greater part in both Judaism and Christianity in Africa and the rest of the world. The connection to the rest of the world is that this movement within Africa is currently the largest. The connection is plain to see because of the number of people who are converting to Judeo-Christian means that this part of the world and the Christian culture will definitely have a major impact on the Judeo-Christian practices across the entire world, and will truly affect the culture of those who consider themselves a part of the Judeo-Christian movement. In the past, Judeo-Christian practices have been used to uphold the evil practices of those who felt that some part of society and people were less than a certain group of people. The interpretation of the Bible was used to dominate particular groups of people. In Africa, the beliefs are primarily based on the Old Testament's teaching that were meant to hold power over groups of people that are not within their same ethnic group. An example of people would be where a person wrongfully used a passage of the Old Testament and or the New Testament to lead to something other than what it was really meant for. The Judeo-Christian teaching is growing at a fast pace within Africa because of the population is great. The number of births is steadily growing at a very high rate. By this number of people who practice the Judeo-Christian faith will overtake the number of people who practice Judeo-Christian faith in the U.S. and other nations. If the rate of births in the African churches continue to this rate,